And welcome in here to Plano High School. Fox Valley Television bringing you this high school basketball matchup between the Plano Reapers and the Serena Huskers. Serena, a bit of a young team lineup-wise, starting 4 juniors and 1 sophomore. The Huskers, they're led by their 6'1" Clinton Lash, 12 points a game, 8 rebounds. Their secondary scorer, Warren Bailey, a little guy as they introduce him right now. He averages 9 points a game, but they're really, speed is what Serena tries to do, is they don't really have the size that most teams have. So we're going to see some fast play from Serena tonight. Alongside me, Steve Moga. Steve, welcome in. Thanks for being here.
Thank you, sir. It's good to be here.
We've had a one-man broadcast team for a while, but now we've got a second man. And as for the host schools, Plano, of course, we've seen them a couple of times tonight. And they've been playing well lately, but just can't really get on a roll. Alternating wins and losses. Most recently, a win in the 11th place game of the Plano Christmas Classic, a 59-35 victory. And a game that we saw Colin Seiler drop a season-high 16 points. And with the arrival of Seiler's play, combined with Eli Wallace on the perimeter and Cody Dryden on the outside, should make for a big 3 for the Plano Reapers down the stretch run. Getting ready for the starting lineup of the Plano Reapers as they come on out.
You mentioned that victory, and Seiler 16 points, 4 or 5 from three-point range in that game. And you know, once he gets his shot going, a stroke going, he's definitely a threat from outside. And it's one of the things that Plano doesn't normally do real well, shoot three-pointers, but when he's got the hot hand, they can go to him. He's certainly a weapon that they certainly enjoy to have.
Yeah, I talked with Coach Brett Moore before the game, and he's really feeling good about the play of Colin Seiler lately. As he said, 4 out of 5 from three-point range. So 80% from the three-point arc, that's pretty darn good. As we do see the introductions here, the only senior in the starting lineup, Cody Dryden, Udo Agomo, also out there, and Malik Willis. So it should be a great game tonight. Plano comes into this one 8-6, 1-1 in the I-8. Serena 3-12 as they've been struggling lately in the Little 10 Conference.
Yeah, the Huskers toward the bottom, going to be a little bit outmanned size-wise and obviously personnel-wise here with not that many players on the bench. That's going to be one of the keys for them to not let Plano get away from them too early, try and stay in this game and maybe even slow the tempo down a little bit. We noticed that in the sophomore game that Plano certainly had a lot more quickness. The Plano sophomores winning 67-26 over Serena, and you know, that could be a key here in this game too, again, because they're outsized and certainly probably out quick, so they're going to have to try and slow things down.
They got to do something. I hope that we get a better game than the sophomore game, a 40-point-plus victory. The big boys out on the court right now, and I think we'll have a good game here tonight. So they're getting ready to tip it. 31, that's Trevor Wayner. He's going up with Udo Agomo. Put 8 minutes on the clock, and we are set to get underway here from Plano High School. Tip won by Plano. Hands it off to Wallace. Wallace, their leading scorer so far this year. Got our officials out there, Tom Miller, Mark Horton, and Matt Toftoy. Agomo with the first points of the game, 2-0 Plano. Coming back the other way, the Huskers.
Well, that was pretty easy, just a little lob into Agomo and just turn around, put it in off the glass.
Carpenter with it. Now dishes it off to Mason. Back over to Bailey. Mason up top. Carpenter now with it on the wing. Wayner goes up with a left hand, gets it to go off glass. Trevor Wayner, 6'2" sophomore for Coach John Immel. So 2-2 now, 7 minutes to go first quarter. Wallace over the timeline now to Willis. Dryden, Wallace now in the corner. Finds Willis, down low to Gomo, and Gomo up and good with the right hand. Working inside early on here are the Reapers.
That looked like a replay of the first trip down the floor.
A wide open 3 from Mason, no good, and brought down by Willis. Up to Dryden, Plano on the move now. Crossover dribble, Dryden goes up with a right hand, might have been fouled as Willis pulls down the board, and he is fouled. So Malik Willis gonna head to the line here with Plano leading 4-2, 6:34 to go first quarter.
Number 11, John McDermott will step to the line.
McDermott, a 47% free throw shooter on the year.
Not exactly the best numbers there, but
first one, no good.
Gone to the line 35 times now on the season. See, a little flat-footed on that first one. Got to use the legs, a little bit better rhythm. That looked a lot better, just off a little long.
Brought back down now by the Huskers, coming back left to right. Carpenter with it. Finds Bailey. Bailey, their second leading scorer at 9 points a game. Carpenter with a three, and Serena now leading 5-4. Zach Carpenter, a 5'9" junior. As we mentioned in the open, a rather short team for the Huskers. Their tallest man listed only at 6'2", and that's Trevor Wayner. Wallace now in the corner, guarded by Carpenter, or Bailey, excuse me. As Wallace comes out to the top, looking to set the offense. Over to McDermott. Looking for a Gomo down low, and Gomo can't get that one to go. Gets his own board, puts it up and in. Udo Agomo now with all 6 of the Reaper points as they take the lead back now 6-5.
They're trying to front him and put a man behind him defensively, and they just have no answer for him. 6'6", big body down there. They can't quite handle it.
Starting the year, Agomo did not crack the starting lineup for Coach Brett Moore, but he's worked hard and got into it, and it's paying off now as Zach Carpenter knocks down a 3, giving Serena a 2-point advantage. Now 8-6, 5:20 to go first quarter.
Well, 5'9" junior is not afraid to shoot. Nobody's stepping out on him defensively. He's just launching it.
Yeah, you got to cover him. You can't leave him open down there. McDermott now, baseline, out to Wallace. Wallace with a little stutter step, and that one gets rejected. Knocked away by Wayner. Ball kicked around, picked up by the Huskers. Coming back the other way with it, Zach Carpenter. Carpenter over to Bailey. Bailey driving. Cut off, turned over to Plano. Turned over again back to Serena. Up with the left hand, and that one is good. Zach Carpenter now. And it's turned over again. Mason with the turnover. Cal Mason, a little crossover move. Gets it back out top to Carpenter.
Reaper's a little sloppy here early on. I don't know if the intensity is here. They look over at Serena, know they're 3-12, know they're a small school, only an enrollment of 255, not even half as big as Plano. Maybe taking them a little lightly early going.
It's a possibility. Mason with a 2-point bucket. Toe on the line, give him 2, 12-6 now Plano. Or excuse me, Plano trailing Serena 12-6. Now Wallace looking to slow it down a little bit. Gets it over to Dryden in the corner. Back up top to Wallace. Back to Dryden into Gomo. Gomo swings it over to Wallace up top. Dryden in the corner. They get it back to Agomo. He goes up, can't get it to go, and Mason brings it down for the Huskers. Carpenter now with it. Willis guarding Carpenter. Serena tried to get it into the post, and Udo Agomo knocked it away, so it's going to stay right here with the Huskers. They lead 12-6, 3:37 to go first quarter. And there's Colin Seiler checking in for the Reapers as Udo Agomo is going to take his seat. Seiler coming off his best game as a Reaper in that finale in the Plano Christmas Classic. 16 points for Colin Seiler.
I was going to say try and get him in the game, get some instant offense.
Yeah, it's a good call. Well, Wayner goes up and scores with a left hand. 14-6 now, Plano trailing. And Serena bringing a little bit of a pressure defense now. Willis with it, gets trapped, finds Seiler. Seiler firing the 3, this time a little long. Rebounded Huskers. Mason with it. Back up top now to Carpenter. Wouldn't it make it a lot easier if they put the names on the back of the jerseys? Bailey drives in, finds his man up and under, and that basket is good. Quentin Lash, their leading scorer at 12 points a game, 8 rebounds, and Lash gets himself onto the score sheet here, and Serena stretches their lead to 10 points. Steve, this is a little surprising early on.
Well, Coach Moore has seen enough. He's got his guys standing here and addressing them, saying, hey, you guys ready to play yet? You can see right there, not real animated, but certainly enough. He's getting their attention here and saying, hey, come on, guys. And it's really the defensive end. They're just not playing very tough defensively. denying the basketball. I mean, you can see it just kind of a step slow and just kind of nonchalant defensively. You got to get after it, especially when you're down. And you know, this is perfect scenario for Serena. Come out hot early on, get the lead, get some confidence going, and you know, get themselves in this game.
Yeah.
You know, unlike the national championship game in football last night, where you know Alabama took Notre Dame out of it early. You know, right here, hey, the Huskers getting more and more confidence as they go along. You know, hey, we can play with these guys. And the longer you let a team like this stick around, the more trouble you're going to be in.
So back to action here, 2:40 to go, first quarter. Plano trailing by 10 to the Huskers as they look to cut that deficit. Seiler with it to Wallace in the corner. Wallace drives, hesitates, goes up, and he is fouled. Nice hesitation move there. Looked a little bit like Kobe Bryant with that pump fake. Got the defender up in the air and drew the foul. The foul that time went on Wayner, and Wallace will go to the line to shoot two.
That's a second, by the way, that's a second foul on Wayner.
Wallace, the leading scorer for the Reapers, averaging about 15 points a game. First free throw, no good. And only a 53% free throw shooter on the year.
The Reapers 0 for 3 from the line and not looking good here so far.
Got to hit those ones from the line. That's why they call them free throws. First one, nothing but net. And Wallace gets himself on the score sheet now. Quickly back the other way come the Huskers. Right-handed layup too strong, brought down by Mason. Mason gets it out to Bailey. Out top to Carpenter. New man in the game, Christian Jones. Back down to Cal Mason. Mason with a power dribble. Too strong, rebound Plano. And Agomo draws the foul. That time he was mugged by Dylan Huss. So still 16-7. Plano trailing.
If you're Coach Emmel, though, I like the way that your guys are playing right now. They're being very aggressive. They're not playing scared at all. They're taking them to the hoop. They're trying to draw some contact.
Well, hey, you and I know what it's like to play in the Little Tens. We're scrappy kids.
That's right. Little 10 conference. Got some pretty good teams year in and year out, but obviously always outmanned with the small schools.
Willis with a long jumper. That one no good. Brought down by Agomo, and Udo Agomo has 8 of the 9 points for the Reapers here early on as they trail now by 7. Serena back the other way with it. Lash finds Jones. Jones guarded by Dryden. Bailey comes off a screen, little hesitation, might have walked with it. No call, rebound by Seiler, stolen away by Jones. He goes up and scores. That was Quentin Lash with the bucket there. Not sorry about that. Wallace now, again, trailing by 9, 1:24 to go. Plano in trouble early on here. Seiler with it on the wing. Back out top to Wallace. Seiler now likes to shoot the 3, fakes it, dribbles in, and that layup is short, brought down by the Huskers. Bailey back with it now, guarded by Willis. Finds Carpenter. Carpenter a long 3, too strong. Jones comes down with the rebound for Serena. Back out to Carpenter. Carpenter finds his man off glass, no good, brought down by Seiler for the Reapers. Coming back the other way with it now. Eli Wallace finds Malik Willis. Willis drives in, gets it to go. Malik Willis with a nice bucket there. And Plano now trails by 7. Under a minute, first quarter.
Serena has to take care of the basketball here the last 40 seconds. You don't want to let Plano get any kind of momentum here heading into that second quarter. You've really owned this first quarter, and there's exactly what they don't want is a turnover.
Great defense there by Wallace as he slapped that one away. Now Eli Wallace setting the offense. Finds Dryden in the corner. Cody Dryden to Malik Willis up top to Colin Seiler to Eli Wallace. He was open for a second there. Wallace now dribbling right to Seiler. Dryden finds himself wide open in the corner, passes up the 3. Back to Dryden. He likes that baseline jumper. Well, it looks like they're trying to get him that shot, but Seiler with it now. Seiler, hesitation, 2-1. Willis a 3, and he banks it home. Oh, Malik Willis. And Plano now gets within 4 as the first quarter comes to a close here. Serena Huskers leading the Plano Reapers 18-14. We'll be back with second quarter action right here on Fox Valley TV.
It begins innocently enough. You don't return a phone call. You break a date at the last minute. But in fact, it's the beginning of a pattern. And soon, your friend with mental illness realizes you're avoiding them. But what if you knew that your friendship was the key to their recovery? Would you still lock them out of your life?
Mom! Mom!
What?
You can't find Ichabod.
What?
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who would love to put up with you.
All right, welcome back to Plano High School here on Fox Valley Television. We've got high school basketball for you, where the Serena Huskers lead the Plano Reapers 18-14. Let's go over to Steve Moga, a quick recap of the first quarter scoring.
First quarter, the Huskers 8 of 15 from the floor. Nice job, especially Zach Carpenter. A couple of three-pointers, 8 points to lead all scores. And the Reapers, on the other hand, 6 of 13 from the field, and that's only because they hit a couple there at the end, and they were just 1 of 4 from the foul line.
Yeah, that hurts there, 1 of 4 from the line. But they got it back to within 4 at the close of that first quarter. So now Huskers looking to stretch the lead. Oh, nice. Oh, they called a travel on Christian Jones, or Quentin Lash, down under the basket. Jones is 20. We'll get that one.
That's all right.
Second quarter underway, 18-14, Plano leading. Trying to break that half-court press of Serena. Wallace with it now. Finds a Gomo. A swing pass. That's McDermott looking for Agomo, nearly thrown away, and Udo Agomo is going to draw a foul. New face in the ball game for Plano, 22. That's Luca Romano, a 5'11 senior. Romano, one of the better free throw shooters on the Plano team, averaging 72% from the line.
Into the line for the Reapers, number 22, Luke.
Romano, not much of a scorer, but he plays the rebounding well. He gets a lot of boards for Coach Brett Moore.
You know, one of the other things noticeable in that first quarter was Cody Dryden was very quiet.
Very quiet.
Very, very quiet. Didn't really do a whole lot of anything. Here he is right now with the ball.
And they called a charge on him there, Coach.
Strong move to the bucket, but lowered that shoulder, and he gets the first foul against the Reapers for this game.
Now turn it back over to the Huskers. Again, they lead 18-14, 7:10 to go, second quarter here from Plano High School. Benjamin Andrew and Steve Moga along with you here on Fox Valley Television.
You know, Cody, a very good athlete, obviously in the basketball court, a little football action, baseball player as well, does a little bit of everything.
What position do you play for football?
That's a great question.
He looks like a lineman.
I believe he was, I want to say linebacker, but I could be wrong on that.
So again, 18-14, Serena trying to stretch their lead. Carpenter with it, gets it off to, that was Dylan Huss, as Huss knocks it down.
The Huskers do not look like a 3-12 team right now. They are taking it to Plano here early on.
McDermott finds Wallace. Romano with it now. Into Agomo. Agomo, a little jumper. Nothing but air on that one. Ball knocked around, brought down by Serena. And coming back the other way with it now are the Huskers.
Boy, definitely not his shot there from that baseline. He's been real effective in the middle of the paint.
And they call it traveling there on Warren Bailey as he shuffled his feet. 6:03 to go here, second quarter. Plano trailing by 6 to the Serena Huskers. Agomo set to inbound it underneath his own basket. Gets it into Wallace. They've got the one man up here playing about three-quarter court defense. Everybody else in the backcourt.
Yeah, very soft trap, half-court trap. And then they fall back into the zone.
Is that a box and one, looks like? 2-2-1. Nice move there from Wallace to get inside. And he dishes it off to Agomo, and Agomo continues his hot streak here tonight.
Well, that's what the Reapers are going to have to do against that zone. You have to penetrate the gaps, draw a defender, and then you get the little situations, 2-on-1s right there to dish the ball off to your big man down low.
Might have been a carry there, no call. And now we're going to have a timeout here. Coach Immel wants to talk to his boys. Again, they lead 20-16. Now quickly, let's take a quick look at some of the standings for these teams. Plano, of course, in the Interstate 8, about middle of the pack. What are they? Was that say 1-1 in conference?
Yep, 1-1 in conference so far. Seneca and Lyle both 5-0 in conference. Seneca 13-2. One of their two losses, though, was just recently here on this court here in the 50th Plano Christmas Classic to none other than our alma mater, Hinckley Big Rock.
Oh, wow.
I had to throw that in, you know, the
Let's see
little
what-
all HBR broadcast here.
What's Serena doing in the Little 10 this year?
And Serena actually is toward the bottom, just 1-3 in conference play so far, 3-12 overall, as we mentioned. Indian Creek and Newark are both 3-0 so far in conference play, but just barely over 500 in the overall record. HBR actually, Hinckley Big Rock is 12-3. And 2-0 in conference play. So before all things are said and done, you know the Royals are going to be right there at the top. And you know HBR finished 5th here at the Plano Christmas Classic. The only small 1A school to finish that high. The 4 other schools that were above them were all big schools, 3A size schools. So the Royals did a great job. They were seeded 5th, finished 5th, and you know, they had one letdown game, I'd say, against Aurora Christian, but otherwise played pretty well.
And I spoke with Coach Moore. He said he was very pleased with his team's performance, finishing 11th. And Cody Dryden actually named to the Plano Christmas Classic all-tournament team.
Yes, he was. Cody had some great games, 14 points against Princeton, 12 points against Seneca, 13 points against Genoa Kingston. And, you know, just was obviously the engine that makes them go most of the time. But he's been a non-factor so far in this game.
Yeah, very quiet tonight, just drawing a single foul, actually sitting on the bench right now as Plano looking to cut into this 4-point deficit.
It really has turned into a great tournament. I was here for a couple of those days for that tournament. It's, you know, now a 24-team field. Continue to expand. He did some bigger schools in it as well. And the 2 gymnasiums, just basketball all day long for like 4 or 5 days in a row.
Willis a missed attempt of 3 there. And Plano keeps possession. Eli Wallace out to Marleek Willis. Kind of a lazy pass there over to Wallace. Had he got it to him quicker, might have been able to shoot it. This time inside to a Gomo. Gomo wants to go to the bucket. Finds Wallace outside. This time Eli fires it. No good. Rebound Huskers. Back this other way, and here come the Huskers. There's Christian Jones. We can call his name out. Turned over. Oh, nice defensive play there from Luke Romano. Unable to corral the possession, but way to be heads up there from Romano. So it's going to stay right down in front of us. Serena inbounding at half court, coming to inbound the basketball. Trevor Wayner gets it into Warren Bailey, and another sloppy pass turned over. Here comes Eli Wallace on the runway. Wallace goes up, right-handed layup is good. 18-20 now. Plano trails only by 2. Inside 4 minutes now. A little bit of a wild play there from Bailey, and ball's kicked around. It's going to be Plano basketball.
Right off of his knee and out of bounds. He's looking over, going, hey, I got fouled right there, but official said, I don't think so.
He did get slapped. I heard it up here. No call, though.
Didn't have much control of the basketball, so gets no call in that situation.
And back into the game comes Dryden as John McDermott's going to take a seat. McDermott, one of their better rebounders on the Plano Reaper basketball team here. He's got springs for legs. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw him throw down a dunk. Here comes Dryden driving in, and Cody Dryden with a nice layup there as he gets himself onto the score sheet now and ties the ball game at 20. 3:20 left, second quarter.
It took a little while, but the Reapers finally pull even, and you can see the pressure now, the man-to-man defensive pressure really causing some concerns here for Serena, although they get the easy bucket there.
Yeah, right there, Quinn Lash just kind of lost his man and found himself open underneath the bucket. So 22-20 now, Serena leading Plano. About 3 minutes left first half. Eli Wallace finds Malik Willis. Dryden off a screen to Wallace. Wallace a pump fake, driving right. Back to Dryden underneath, a power move up with the left hand, no good. Gets his own board and puts it in. And right on cue, Cody Dryden with the last 4 points for Plano.
Finally starting to assert himself a little bit here in this second quarter.
Tied at 22, here comes Bailey, off a screen. Bailey up with the right hand, no good. Rebound by the Reapers. Back the other way now, and just too strong of a pass there as Malik Willis tried to reel it in. No good, and we're gonna have a timeout here for Serena. And it's well called for here as they dropped about an 8-point lead in a matter of a couple minutes.
Yeah, Coach Immel's seen enough. He's trying to get his guys back on track here. And, you know, the Huskers last game here, they lost to Newark last Friday. Newark actually finished, they were the 14th seed here for the Christmas Classic, finished 8th. A little bit of surprise. They won their first 2 games, including an upset win over Yorkville, who had an enrollment of 1,565 students. By the way, Newark 188, the smallest school in the Christmas Classic this year.
Newark is like Canelan in football, you know, with their
true.
basketball teams. I don't know where they get these kids, but every year, even this year, they got a freshman who's like 6'5".
Absolutely, that's Jack Clausel.
Yes, Clausel.
This is a freshman. His father, Kevin Clausel, I played against back in the day. I'm not going to say how long ago that was.
1984. But no.
And Brett Anderson, their 6'4" senior, who holds the tournament record here at Plano, the 5-game tournament record with 130 points, which he did last year as a junior, averaging 26 points a game. By contrast, the second-place guy didn't even have 100 points last year. But, you know, also Dave Olson, the 4-game record holder, they honored him during the last day of the tournament. He had 134 points in 4 games in the tournament back in the late 1980s.
Was it about 34 points a game?
Just about. You saw my notes there. You cheated.
I did the math.
33.5 points per contest. That's a record that obviously will never be duplicated because now it's a 5-game tournament instead of a 4-game tournament.
And once again, Serena turns the basketball over. Plano now looking to get the lead as Wallace, a floater, can't get it to go, and Agomo soars in for the rebound. Can't get that one to go. Romano, another attempt. This time Willis throws it up with the left hand, nothing. And Serena comes down with it. It's Bailey back the other way. Warren Bailey out top to Mason. Stoppage of play, a traveling call on the Huskers. So checking back in now, Colin Seiler, fresh off his 16-point game in the Plano Christmas Classic. He checks in as Malik Willis takes a seat. So it's Romano, Wallace, Agomo, Dryden, and Seiler out there right now for Plano. Mason, Wayner, Carpenter, Bailey out there for Serena. Seiler, there it is, his second three-pointer of the night. Colin Seiler, and he gives Plano a 3-point lead, 25-22. Dylan Huss, the 5th man out there now for Serena, and he's got the basketball. Quick little hesitation move there to get around to Gomo, and he's trapped.
Yeah.
Nice pass inside there. That's Wayner with it, or Leish, and Leish can't get it to go. Rebounded by Dryden. Here comes Cody Dryden up top. Free throw line jumper is good. Luke Romano with a bucket there, and Plano now stretches their lead to 5. Biggest lead of the night for the Reapers. Inside a minute now, first half. Carpenter with it, guarded by Wallace. Mason with it now. Back up top. That's Huss. And it's stolen away by Colin Seiler. Seiler, 2 defenders to beat, nearly got it to go. Romano comes in with a rebound, can't get that one to go, and Serena coming back the other way with it now. Throws up a half-court shot, and that one is no good. 27 seconds left here, first half.
He's laughing a little bit. He went over to Coach Immel and says, I just glanced up at the scoreboard and saw 2. It's 20. It was 27, not 2 seconds.
There wasn't even any crowd influence on that one either. Usually, you know, the home team
start
tries to
yelling.
fool
Exactly.
them. Again, 5-point lead now for Plano as Romano with it. Over in the corner. 3-point field goal by Willis, and that one's no good. Ball kicked around, brought down by Plano. Malik Willis with it now. Willis finds Dryden. Dryden gets into the bucket, puts it up with a left hand, and Cody Dryden gets it right before the buzzer to stretch Plano's lead now to 29-22. End of the first half. Again, Plano leading by 7. 29-22. We'll step aside. We'll come back with totals. You're watching high school basketball here on Fox Valley TV.
Real men know that getting tested is the way to take care of their families. That's why real men wear gowns. For a list of the tests you need, go to ahrq.gov.
No, what'd she say?
She said whatever.
No, she says that all the time.
What's that?
Hello? I'm on the phone.
Mom, I'm on the phone!
Hello? I'm on the phone.
Who's this? It's me. I'm on the phone. Mom.
Oh, you're on the phone.
All right.
Sorry.
Sorry. Anyway.
Who are you talking to? Kelly?
Mom.
All right.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who would love to put up with you.
Welcome back to Fox Valley TV here. We are at Plano High School, in which the Plano Reapers are leading the Serena Huskers 29-22, and it was an interesting first quarter. Serena jumped out to a big lead. They ended up leading the first quarter 18-14. Second quarter, a totally different story. 15-4, Plano outscored Serena. Let's take a quick look at some of the individual numbers, Steve.
Yeah, the Reapers got a couple quick buckets there right at the end of that first quarter, turned all the momentum. They turned up the defensive pressure in that second quarter, outscoring Serena 15-4. Overall, for Plano, they're 29 points. Agomo leads everybody with 10 points, 6 points for Dryden, 5 for Willis, 3 for Wallace and Seiler each, and 2 points for Romano for the Reapers, total of 29. They went 13 of 27 from the field unofficially in that first half, 2 of 4 from three-point range, and just 1 for 4 from the line. For the Huskers, they were led by Carpenter with 8 points, a couple three-pointers early in the game, and then they shut him down later on. And Lash also with 6 points, 4 points for Wayner, 2 for Huss, and 2 for Mason for the Huskers, total of 22. They were 10 of 20 unofficially through that first half, just 2 of 5 in the second quarter. They really struggled to get even quality shots off once the Reapers turned up the man-to-man pressure, and just 2 of 5 from three-point range for Serena. They have yet to go to the free throw line.
4 points in that second quarter. Man, the defense from Plano was excellent. As we are set to get this second half underway, John McDermott standing at half court, ready to inbound the basketball. Finds Cody Dryden. Dryden turns on Mason. Dryden all the way to the hole, and he's going to draw a foul there. Looks like the foul's going to go on 31 on that one. That is Trevor Wayner.
Indeed, if that's Wayner, that's going to be a big one. That'll be his third personal foul.
No, they gave it to nope. They gave it to Lash.
They did give it to Lash. All right.
So right off the bat, Dryden goes to the line, leading by 7 here. And as we said, a bit quiet for Cody Dryden early on. He turned it up a little bit at the end of that second quarter, but only 6 points tonight. He is well below his average.
Average is just about 10 points per contest.
So I guess he's got some time. But the big number here, Wallace, what's he got? You said 3 points, and he's their leading scorer. But he's really a hot and cold kind of guy. If he's quiet in the first half, watch out for him in the second half. There we go. Here comes Eli Wallace right on cue, driving to the lane, puts it up and in with the left hand. Eli Wallace stretches the lead now to 9, 31-22 Reapers over the Huskers. Carpenter with it now. Crossover dribble on Wallace. Going in, laying it up, and getting it to go. Warren Bailey. No,
they're going to wave it off.
Wow.
That'll be an offensive foul on Bailey. That'll be his second. I thought the Plano defender was a little far underneath the basket. That ball was already well away, but
they don't have the Shaq circle out there.
No, they don't. Mark Horton, the official right underneath the bucket, waves that basket off.
Coming up on 7 minutes now in the second half as Eli Wallace is guarded very closely by Warren Bailey. Dryden now finds Wallace outside. Wallace stops, pops, can't get it to go. Cody Dryden with the rebound, goes up with the left hand, and Dryden, he's got to be ambidextrous out there. Left hand, right hand, he can score with either one.
Oh, he's finally starting to really assert himself here in this game. Using his physical size. He's not real tall, but he's certainly bulky, stocky individual, and he's able to work these Serena defender. Their defenders inside over a little bit more. They're just not as bulky as him.
Quickly there, Cal Mason hits a 15-foot jumper, 24-33 now. Plano still with the lead, 6:25 to go, second half. Wallace down to McDermott, switches it over to Willis, back up top to Wallace. We saw Willis hit that early on 3, and he's had a couple other attempts that haven't gone down. Not normally his shot, but we've seen him hit it a few times. Now Dryden outside. And that is McDermott looking to get it to go, and they're going to call over the back down here on Udo Agomo. That is a foul for being too tall.
Well, a very tempting situation for Agomo there. That ball came off just trying to reach over and grab it. That's only the second foul, by the way, in this entire game against Plano.
Playing very disciplined here tonight. Early on they weren't, but they've really turned it around. That second quarter was just all Reapers.
Well, you got to play hard even to pick up fouls, and they weren't doing that at the beginning of this game. The first 6 minutes of the game, the Reapers kind of going through the motions, it looked like.
Carpenter with a three, no good. And then ball kicked around. It's going to stay down there with the Huskers. Wayner set to inbound. And that ball is kicked around. Looks like it hit last off Cody Dryden. So it's going to stay right there.
They're really trying to force that ball inside. See what they do here.
Carpenter inbounding this time. Jones with a little step aside. Shovel pass, stolen away by Wallace. Finds Willis. Willis goes up and lays it in with the left hand, draws the foul, so he'll head to the line. Malik Willis.
Good job that time by Wallace. Quick hands there to strip the ball away, and a heads up pass up ahead and to get Willis to the ball in position where he had to step on the defender. Draws the contact, and the three-point play is good.
Knocked it down. Nothing but net for Malik Willis. And Plano pulling away here in the third quarter. Bailey. Bounce pass to Jones. Back to Bailey. Bailey back to Jones. Inside to Lash. Lash goes up with the right hand and scores.
Well, that's what the Huskers have to continue to do. Try and get the ball inside to Lash. Get him some points, and hopefully Carpenter can continue to hit some shots from the outside.
Plano over the half-court line now. Wallace standing dribble. Flings it over to Willis.
Plano's got a little bit of a lead here. Now they're being very patient on offense.
Keeping it around the outside here. Dryden to Willis. Willis looking to drive. Finds Wallace. Wallace back to Willis, to Dryden. Dryden now with it. Trying to get the ball into Agomo.
Yeah, they keep looking inside.
Got to move around a little bit more than that.
And Coach Moore says bring it back out again. 10-point lead, just running some clock, looking for the right shot.
Oh, wow, that one deflected. They're going to say it deflected off Wallace. So it's going to be Serena Huskers' ball as Warren Bailey's a little slow to get up there.
Yeah,
Looks
Bailey,
like he's okay.
I think he knocked heads with Wallace on that, and he took the worst of it.
4:18 to go here, third quarter. Plano leading 36-26. Came all the way back from a 10-point deficit in the first quarter. Warren Bailey now double team.
Yep, the pressure defense. Plano really turning up the defensive screws here at this point.
And Dryden almost lays it in. Willis with the follow, gets it to go. Malik Willis stretches the Reaper lead to 12 now. Jones with it. Drives, puts it up with the right hand, no good. A tip attempt there, no good. Brought down by Wayner, and Wayner gets it to go. Wallace now with it. Which way are they going to call this one? They're going to call it on Bailey. He got in the path of Eli Wallace. Wallace kind of raised the arm up a little bit there, but they called it on Bailey. So 10-point lead, Plano 38, Serena 28, 3:43 to go, third quarter, as Romano gets it into Wallace now.
Warren Bailey's had a tough night already. 3 fouls, no points. This is a guy who came in as their second leading scorer, 9 points per contest. The senior is really struggling, and part of it is, the work he's had to do on the defensive end, guarding some of these quicker players.
Meanwhile, Willis tries another three-pointer. That one did not go. Looks like we're going to have a foul underneath the bucket here. 31 on the foul. Wayner again, and that's his third foul.
His third as well, and there's another foul right there. Lash, I believe, in the shove on that lob inside. Yep.
They're trying to get it to Agomo once again. Jumping up off the bench is John McDermott. He's going to check in, as Cody Dryden is going to come take a seat. Romano set to inbound underneath the Husker basket.
Slowly but surely here, Plano's size and their length and their athleticism is kind of taken over this game.
Yeah, Agomo is having a great night here tonight. What is that now for him? 14 points for Agomo. 12 points. Meanwhile, back the other end, Quentin Lash is fouled, and he's going to head to the line for the Huskers. Is this going to be their first free throw attempts?
Indeed.
So first time the Huskers have gotten to the line, and we're at the 3:15 mark of the third quarter. Lash, first one up and good. He'll complete the three-point play for Lash, and Serena gets it to 9 points, the deficit now, 40-31. Plano, Wallace with it.
You're the Huskers 3 minutes to go here to the end of this third quarter. You just want to get within that 6 to 8 point range to get within striking distance. They've got to keep it close. It was a 10-point lead a moment ago, a 12-point lead a moment ago. They've got to keep it right here or get a little closer.
And for Plano, you got to play smart. No turnovers. Get a good shot here. They find Agomo in the middle looking for McDermott. And lucky bounce there for the Reapers. Willis finds himself wide open from the corner. Can't get it to go, and he's probably, 1 for 5 now from the line. He hit the first one, missed the last few. Another sloppy pass from the Huskers, and that's turned over. McDermott nearly walked with it underneath his own bucket. Gets it out to Eli Wallace, and Wallace threw it away. Bailey couldn't corral it, and the frustrations continue now for Serena. They nearly had a turnover, couldn't hold on to it, and Coach Brett Moore wants to call a timeout here. Again, 40-31, Plano leading at the 2:18 mark of the third quarter. And the Huskers got a little bit of life in them here these last couple minutes as they've cut the deficit down to 9.
Well, they just got to take care of the situations where they've had a couple opportunities actually to get some steals, and they haven't been able to corral the ball and they haven't been able to hang on to it. Obviously, Plano, you just need to take care of the basketball. I think that's a lot of what Coach Moore's talking right now to them about. Get themselves back to what we were doing here to build this lead offensively. Is be patient. Let's not keep trying to force it in there necessarily. Work it around, make that zone move, and split the gaps in between there and penetrate and dish off then. There you see Coach Immel on your screen on the other side. Probably a good timeout for his guys too, just to get a little rest. It's not like he's gone to his bench a lot here tonight.
Well, they really don't have a whole lot of. I mean, Plano's got quite a large team here. I mean, Serena got 9 guys on their roster, 8 guys. So, I mean, those starters are going to see a lot of minutes, and that rest time, whether it be a minute or 2, it's going to be key for them. Like I said, they've just gotten themselves kind of back into this ball game.
Well, it's definitely the pace here lately of what Plano wants in this game. By the way, they want the score to be up in the 50s. And Serena's played with them here a little bit in this third quarter, kind of played that up-tempo pace a little bit. I think that certainly benefits Plano in the long run.
Seiler, a long swing pass to Wallace. Wallace looking to shoot, decides against it, passes it back out to Willis, to Wallace. Wallace driving in, puts it up with a right hand, no good. Rebound saved by Romano, but right to a Husker, and that's Warren Bailey with it now, coming back the other way. Bailey finds his man in the corner. That's Wayner. Wayner comes back out to the top to Carpenter. He's got Romano on him. To Bailey, guarded by Willis. Lash with it now. Lash, interesting pass.
Well, if you got Dwight Howard on your team, that might be a good lob to him, but
he almost made it.
Yeah, I was going to say, I thought when he let go, that might be almost in the bucket.
So another turnover for Serena.
Indeed, another turnover for the Huskers. And again, the Plano's man-to-man pressure is really what's turned this game around.
Wallace now with it. Long pass to Romano, and Romano stepped out of bounds. Back-to-back turnovers by either team here, and it's getting a little sloppy late in this third quarter. As we stand here, 1:22 third quarter, 40-31, Plano leading, and it looks like Plano's already in the bonus. Serena's got 6 fouls so far in this half. Nearly turned over, and now it's going to be which way? He points, it's Plano ball. Last touch by Warren Bailey. Well, Luke Romano is going to come here to half court, inbound the basketball. Gets it into Eli Wallace. Wallace standing, calling out the play. As Christian Jones comes to guard him. Finds Seiler. Romano Dryden driving in with a left hand, too strong, no good. Rebound by Mason of the Huskers. Carpenter with it now. Finds Bailey. Bailey, a long three, knocks it down. Warren Bailey, there's the man that averages 9 points a game.
Where's that been all game? Well, you can see the look on his face, a little frustration this whole game. It just hasn't been there for him. And he said, hey, I just got to launch this. I can't try and drive or get going closer to the basket. Just take it from here 5 feet behind the line because this is the only time I'm going to be open.
Right in rhythm, though. I mean, he was way back there. It might have even been NBA range, but knocks it down. And just like that, Plano now only leading by 6 as we are coming to the close of this third quarter. So Serena has fought their way right back into this ball game.
That's that 6 points I was talking about. They want to get it within about 6 points. They're right there now, striking distance, but they only got 2 timeouts left now for the rest of the contest. And again, we talked about their short bench. Will fatigue come in here in that fourth quarter? How big a part will that play?
Dryden sprints down, set to inbound it. Gets it in to Wallace. Plano in no type of hurry here. We're under 50 seconds in this third quarter. Romano, Wallace, Seiler, top of the key, Wallace. Swing pass here to Seiler. Wallace, Seiler. Seiler finds himself open for 3, and that one too strong. Rebounded by Luke Romano, taken away there by Christian Jones.
Maybe a little too soon for that shot, I don't know, but Serena with a chance here.
Bailey now driving in. He's got a Gomo on him, swings it out to Jones. Mason now, back to Bailey, to Mason.
Got to go.
Yeah, it's 7 seconds left, 5 seconds left. Carpenter now, a 3, no good, and gonna come down to Plano, rebound, and that is the end of our third quarter. But Serena found a way to get it within striking distance here at the close of the third quarter. Plano leads 40-34. When we come back on Fox Valley TV, we'll have the exciting conclusion of this basketball game. Keep it right here on Fox Valley TV.
Hi, how are you doing today?
What looks good?
Our special today is shrimp scampi. It's been sitting around for about a week.
Excuse me, what time are you guys leaving? We're gonna rob your house tonight.
Don't you wish there were warnings to protect you from life's risks? With diabetes, there is one. It's called A1C, a simple blood test that helps measure your risk of serious complications. Learn more at diabetesaonc.org.
We're gonna rob your house tonight.
Don't come closer. I have rabies. Don't you wish there were warnings to protect you from life's risks? With diabetes, there is one. It's called A1C, a simple blood test that helps measure your risk of serious complications. Learn more at diabetesaonc.org.
Welcome back to Plano High School as we get ready for the fourth quarter in this one. And Serena, they won that third quarter, outscoring Plano 12-11 in that third quarter, trailing now only by 6, and they have the basketball. Mason gets it into Bailey. Bailey got his first bucket just a few moments ago, a long three-pointer, as he averages about 9 points a game for the Huskers. 40-34, under 8 minutes now, fourth quarter. Bailey with it, dribbling, finds Mason. Mason looking for a lash inside, and that one a bit too strong, so it's going to be another turnover for the Huskers.
Not a real good angle to make that pass, that entry pass there by Mason. And Lash didn't quite seal off the defender and kind of had him out on his right hip and turned away from it a little bit too soon. And, there's no angle there to catch the ball.
Oh, Plano now with it. Seiler on the wing, out top to Wallace. Here comes Jones guarding him. Dryden pops out. Seiler open. Down inside to McDermott. McDermott nearly had it stolen. Back to Seiler. Power dribble. Knocks it down. Nice move there from Colin Seiler.
Good job by Colin not to wait for the defenders. Don't dribble it. Just go straight up quickly before the defenders can recover and get your shot off.
Bailey now with it. Now top to Mason. Over to Jones. He's got Dryden on him. Bailey hit the floor there, and Dryden stole it away. Here comes Cody Dryden, laying it up with a left hand. Finger roll, count it, and the foul. Nice move there from Cody Dryden. And Plano stretches their lead now to 10 points. We're inside 7 minutes of the fourth quarter.
Well, that's exactly what Serena doesn't want here. And they're going to try and call another timeout to try and stay close here. Don't let that momentum swing go toward Plano and try and stay in this game. They're going to take another 30-second timeout to try and stem the tide a little bit. But real quick in that third quarter, by the way, Serena was 5 of 8 from the field, 15 of 28 overall in the game, 1 of 3 from three-point range. Finally made a free throw, went to the free throw line, I should say, 1 for 1 from the line in that third quarter. For Plano, on the other hand, they went 6 of 14 in that third quarter, 19 of 41 now unofficially for the game. 0 for 3, though, from three-point range, and just 1 of 3 from the foul line again. So they're just 2 of 7 from the line in the game.
Yeah, and surprisingly, though, that struggling from the free throw line is not really hurting them as they hold on to a 10-point lead here in the beginning of the fourth quarter. Usually, you shoot that bad from the line, you're not going to be winning. They're able to overcome their woes from the free throw stripe.
They shot the ball fairly well. They've been patient offensively. It's really their defensive pressure that has been the difference in this game. Caused a lot of turnovers in Serena. They've basically taken Bailey out of the game. Just 3 points for him. He's been more of a non-factor, and he really needs to be a key guy if Serena was going to have a chance in this game.
Yeah, I mean, what's Lash got? About 12 points? 6, 8,
Lash
10?
is actually at 10 points. I'm sorry, 11 points right now. Just right about his average. He averages 12 points, 8 rebounds per contest.
Dryden attempting to complete the three-point play. No good, but rebounded by McDermott. McDermott fighting underneath the basket. Seiler comes out with it. Seiler can't get that one to go. Rebounded by Cal Mason in the Huskers. Back the other way comes Zach Carpenter. Carpenter, a hesitation dribble, finds Jones in the corner. Out top, Cal Mason launches a 3. That one's short. Kicked around by the Huskers. Mason ends up with it. Now it's Carpenter. Carpenter hounded by Wallace, and it's stolen away by Colin Seiler. Coming back the other way is Plano. Seiler, nobody between him and the bucket, and Colin Seiler lays that one up and in. 46-34 now.
A little coast to coast there for Colin.
He's playing well. Bailey might have walked with it there. Lash to Jones. And that one knocked away by Plano. Back the other way with it comes McDermott to Seiler. To Romano. Romano has inside position, and he knocks that one down. Plano now a 14-point lead, just like that.
Yep, they quickly asserted themselves on the defensive end and pushed the ball up the floor just like that to expand the lead. And again, Serena tries to stop the momentum, calls their last timeout. So they've got to go the last, 5 minutes of this game without any timeouts. And, figure this is the last-ditch effort here. We got to stop them from really running away from us and maybe stem the tide right now, but they got their hands full here.
Yeah, 14 points, like we said, just like that. And what do you think Coach Immel's saying to his boys in the huddle over there?
At this point, it's like, hey, we got to take care of the basketball. We got to definitely take care of the basketball better and get some better shots. And, that's definitely not that three-point shot by Mason a moment ago. That's not his game necessarily. He's their center, and he's not a three-point shooter. Probably somebody else should be taking that shot. You need to get the ball to a couple of your scores and give them an opportunity to get a hot hand and try and get you back in this game. But maybe the only other thing you could be saying at this point is I wish this game was at home, and I wish we still played in the old gymnasium that we used to play in. Have you ever been to the old gym there at Serena?
Oh yeah.
Way back in the day, for the folks at home that don't know that, the old original gymnasium that they started playing in, I believe it was 1939 season was their first year, but it's really the center court circle touches the top of the key on both sides. You literally throw the ball in bounds and you turn around and you're across half court already. You got to be ready to play defense in that court, and it's really a neat little gymnasium. Old school for a tiny little school too. Just a few rows on each side of the grandstands on each side. There's only about 4 or 5 rows and a very intimate setting there. But certainly, the first time you go in there as an opposing team, and I know that back in the high school, it's like. You literally turn around. You got to remember, you got to play defense because the ball's already coming up the court. It's a quick turnaround, and it takes a little getting used to.
Driving to the bucket, Trevor Wayner kicks it out now to Mason. Back to Wayner. It goes through his hands and out of bounds, and that's exactly what Coach Immel did not want, is a turnover on that possession.
Of course, by the way, they don't play in that gym anymore, so I'm showing my age, though, that I remember that.
Yeah, we talked about that. Cody Dryden looking to inbound it now. Gets it into Luke Romano.
Yeah, we talked about that off the air. We're not going to talk about it.
Wallace with it in the backcourt for Plano. Gets it up to Romano, to Dryden, and they break the press. Dryden with it now. Just hold on to it, burn some clock here. I'm sure that's what Coach Moore is saying. Wallace driving all the way to the bucket.
Nice.
What a nice pass there as John McDermott lays that bucket in. Plano now with 50. And another turnover by the Huskers. That time pass intended for Cal Mason, just a bit too hot for him to handle. Wallace might not have the scoring numbers tonight, but he's playing well, getting his other teammates involved. Whoa, Dryden with an up and under, no good, but in comes Colin Seiler, and he gets the putback. 52-34 now, Plano in the lead.
Great job by Colin to recognize that Cody was going to drive to the bucket and not just stand out there and wait at the three-point line like you see so many guys do now, especially shooters like Seiler who can shoot that three. Immediately, he broke to the bucket and crashed the boards and was perfectly in the right spot to tip that in.
Back here on the other end, the blocking foul by Luke Romano. Second foul now for Romano on the night. That's 4 for the Reapers total, as we've got 4:44 to go, fourth quarter. Driving in, passing it over, and can't get it to go, but there is a foul. That was late.
Nope, just stripped away there. Lash actually brought the ball down. I think they just call it stripped out of bounds. You know, that's that cardinal rule. Although, you know, Quentin's only 6'1", but he's
hold it high.
For this
right?
team, he's got to be a post player, and you just don't bring the ball back down. He brought the ball down about hip high, thigh high, and it was stripped away and knocked out of bounds. You get it down there, you just got to keep it up over your head and over your shoulders and go right back up.
Nice move there from Warren Bailey. Bailey now has 5.
Yeah, maybe a little too late there. They needed that from Warren a long time ago.
52-36, Plano in the lead now as Dryden guarded closely there by Wayner. Dryden goes up with the left hand, no good, and ball brought down this time by Lash. Lash to Jones, to Wayner. Wayner driving in, a wild shot, no good, rebounded by Seiler. He finds Dryden, and there's nobody between him and the bucket. Oh! And he can't get it to go, but on the follow, Colin Seiler, and that's heads-up basketball right there from Colin Seiler.
He's in double figures now with 11. Coach Moore slowly but surely kind of emptying the bench here now.
Coming in now, Craig Tome.
More than likely that'll be it for Dryden tonight. Finishes with 10 points, right about his average. Averages 9.9. I guess that's pretty accurate.
Nice game for the senior. Tome now with it. Finds Wallace. 3:42 to go, fourth quarter. Plano in the lead, 54-36. Wallace leaves his man in the dust, goes around another man, goes up with it, has it knocked away. It's going to stay right here with the Reapers. Quick is Eli Wallace as he sped around 2 defenders and got to the bucket. Seiler to inbound. Launches the 3 and knocks it down. And Colin Seiler is approaching his season high now of 16.
He's got 14 there, a nice release, good arc. Good finish on that shot. The shooters, when they start feeling it, and he's really playing tough defense, so there's another steal for him.
Here he comes again and nearly lost his dribble, can't get it to go, but there's John McDermott on the putback, and Plano now leading by 23 points. Bailey crossover, driving to the hole, gets through the Plano defense, but can't get it up. As it does go out of bounds, going to stay right here with Serena. Checking in for the Huskers, Maverick Thomas. Thomas, a 5'10" junior. Also coming in now for Plano, Wambugo.
If you say so.
McDermott takes his seat. Also coming in, Raylando Nunez. Nunez, one of the 5 seniors on this team. Also checking in, Petey Hody. So it's Hody out there with Carrion, Wambugo, Tome, and Nunez for the Reapers.
Say that 3 times fast, by the way.
Which one? Wambugo?
Wambugu.
Wambugu. Wambugu, a 5'10" junior for Coach Brett Moore. First free throw up and no good by Jones.
Well, it took a little while, but slowly but surely the Reapers just pulled away in this one.
Nunez brings down the rebound, has it stolen away by Jones, and Jones going to have an easy layup with a left hand. 59-38 now, Plano in the lead. Tome with it now. Tome can't corral it and turns it right over. A little bit of pressure put on him there, but he just couldn't hold on to the ball.
Not always easy to sit on the bench for an hour, hour and a half, come in cold then and just produce right away. And you see that a lot here toward the end of the game at this situation when you get the guys coming off the bench who haven't been in much the whole time.
Wambugu with the rebound, gets to Hody. Tome with it now. Back out to Carrion. Swings it over to Nunez. Nunez a three. And knocks it down. Rolando Nunez knocks down the three. 62-38. Plano in the lead now. Nunez with a steal attempt, couldn't quite get it as Lash lays it up with a right hand. 11 now for him. Hody with it now. Petey Hody to his right, finds Nunez, swings it back over to Wambugu. Nunez another three, and Nunez, nothing but net. He says, Coach, I think you should play me a little more.
Rolando just lighting it up.
And he is one heck of a football player, too, as he plays fullback for Coach Jim Green. Nunez just an all-around athlete. Working on getting some more playing time come playoffs time, huh? Hey, Coach, hit me. 1:33 to go. 65-40, Plano in the lead. Now Hody with the ball. Finds Craig Tome. Tome says, let me get in on this. Can't get the three to go. Nunez, another great play as he saves that one. Back to Hody. Hody, 15-foot jumper, knocks it down. Petey Hody, 67-40 now.
Wow, everybody's getting in the act here.
67-40, Plano with the lead. This time out of bounds. Is going to go back to the Reapers.
That was Jake Kudeman, his first shot attempt, a 5'11" sophomore.
67-40, inside a minute here, fourth quarter from Plano High School. Fox Valley TV bringing you this high school basketball game. Turned over, Serena with it now, back the other way. Christian Jones with a layup, no good, but he is going to draw a foul and head to the line. Christian Jones, 6-foot junior.
Better foul number 24, Craig Tome, his second foul, 16 foul. Back to the line for Serena, number 20, Christian Jones, shooting two.
First attempt by Jones up and rattles in.
3 points for him. First free throw he's hit tonight. He was 0 for his first two.
Second one up and nothing but net. 67-42 now, Plano, as we are under a minute. Hody with it, picks up a screen from Carrion, finds Tome. Tome drives in, lays it up with a right hand, no good. Rebound, Wambugu, and he must have stepped on the end line there as it's going to go back to the Huskers. 35 seconds left in this ball game. Kudeman with it to Jones. Jones up and off the glass with a right hand. Christian Jones, 67-44 now. Plano. Wambugu with a three, no good. Rebounded by Reynolds, or Carpenter, excuse me, coming back the other way. 5 seconds left. And that bucket is up and good from Maverick Thomas, and that is going to do it here on Fox Valley TV. The Plano Reapers knock off the Serena Huskers 67-46. In that first quarter, Serena really jumped out to a quick lead, 18-14, but the game really turned in that second quarter as Serena was held only to 4 points as Plano scored 15. Serena won the third quarter at 12-11. But just too much to handle as Plano put up 27 points to Serena's 12 in that fourth quarter and came away with a 21-point victory, 67-46. Coach, it was a great game right up until about that fourth quarter when Plano really turned it on and they really shut out the Huskers.
Yeah, the Reapers turned on the defensive pressure and again, used their athleticism, their size, their quickness to really cause havoc and just take Serena out of any type of offense that they were having success with earlier in the game. And you know, that pretty much was the difference. Once they got ahead, they were very patient with the basketball. And you know, again, at Plano, we see a good game and then a bad game, and a good game and a bad. Now they need to start stringing some of these together, and I hope obviously that's what Coach Moore hopes for. And this obviously is a good start for them after the Christmas break.
Yeah, it's 2 in a row now for the Huskers as they get set. Their next game is going to be versus Mantino. That's going to be here at Plano High School on the 11th. But quickly, let's run down the individual scoring for Serena. Maverick Thomas had a deuce. Bailey with 5. Christian Jones with 6. Quentin Lash with 13. Carpenter 8. Huss with a bucket for 2 points. Wayner well under his average. He scored 6 points tonight. Mason with 4 for the total of 46 for the Huskers. Steve, what about for Plano?
Well, unofficially here, I've got 14 points for Seiler, a dozen for Agomo, 10 for Dryden. Those are the top 3 scorers. Also 6 points for McDermott, 6 points for Nunez on a couple of those late threes, 5 points for Wallace, 4 for Romano, and 2 for Hody there at the end. And again, that fourth quarter, they really took over as well. 27 points they scored in that final period, outscoring the Huskers 27-12 to really pull away and turn it into a rout.
Yeah, once again from Plano High School here, the final score, Plano 67, Serena 46. We, of course, would like to thank our crew, Director Mike Reynolds, camera Don Otten, Jerry Rung, our fine producer Jim Magera, and also Steve Moga. Thanks for joining me here tonight. For Benjamin Andrew from Plano High School, once again, the final score, Plano 67, Serena 46. You've been watching high school basketball on Fox Valley TV. Have a great night.